And on one of these trips, I was told what I wanted to know. I said, I have heard rumors that the submarine pen they have up the river at Bremerhaven, or Bremen, is built underground. And that was done during the war in order to take care of the situation that the British, with their aircraft, were bombing everything in sight. Well, the submarines had to be protected and repaired. I don't know how many sub-pens they had in there, but the side of these hills, not mountains, but damn big hills, was bored into, taken out, and they built tunnels like, put the subs in there, do what they had to do, come out and go down river and go out after the British. Come back, go up the river, get under the mountain. Well, if they'd have nothing there, and I checked on that, and I talked with people who knew, there was nothing left. But the subs have been up there, and they still had a lot of storage there, but not what I need. But the point was, the supplies had been hidden. And the more that I went, the more it says that the Germans would tell me indirectly that things were hidden. Where do you hide them? You can't put them in a building. The British, they're just raking everything. They burned up whole cities. Big concrete buildings were bombed. Storage is no good there. What do you do with this? Well, anyway, it kept going that nobody would admit, and they were very cautious in how bad they would misdirect me if I hit on the right thing. Like, well, I don't see any place that they could go. Did they build anything out in the woods? No. Well, up in the mountains and there's nobody around. Be a good place to store things and oh no, nothing like that. No, you couldn't do this. And I said, well, the mountains aren't that big. Oh, but why would you want to go to the mountains? And then it's better if you say, I don't know. So after I left, I changed things because time is running out now. Summer is coming. We better get that thing fixed and out of here and go home.
And what year is this, sir?
Pardon?
This is still 1946?
Yeah. Well, finally, after I left and I had enough of that in my head, I'm thinking to myself, they got to be underground. If you were underground, where would you go? Well, the only thing to do is don't take the main roads. Go places you think that nobody would want to look. So I tried to run all the back roads that I could alone. Finally got to the point where I almost hit what I wanted, because now I'm getting rumors from up in Bremen, people who were up there, and even when the Army came in, I used to go at nights. Go next door, right on the other side where the Army was stationed before they came home. And I had bottles of booze, and I'd take it over and talk with the boys, where you been? Oh, up in so-and-so. And question them, get information, what's up there, etc. and so forth. Tell me where the roads are from so-and-so, where can I go from there? You got a lot of hills and mountains. Yes. And he says, there's a lot of rumors that they buried supplies and buried armament up in that area. Well, at any rate, I decided, okay, so I got a hold of the chief gunner's mate, and I told him what I wanted to do. Would he spend a day with me? we went up and we drove every back road up there within 50 miles of Bremen, and I was out of territory. And kept going around different places, even if it wasn't good, if it was half-ass roads. If it might have been used at one time by how they cut it apart, perhaps somebody. So we went up and we finally started to go higher. And we got up to a point where the forest was below, and for some reason the tops of these were kind of bare and didn't have big trees. They had a lot of scrub brush. And if you got up on the top of one of these, you could look for miles. And they were little mountains, little hills. So we walked around, stopped the Jeep and walked around and said, could somebody do something here? Could they build and bury? It doesn't look like it. And while we're discussing this thing, and suddenly we came across a steel hatch in the ground, like you have on top of an oil tank. A whale. Open up. Okay, so the two of us, it was rusted. We're working like hell. And didn't quite get it open when all of a sudden somebody pretty well close by, but not close enough, thank God, let go with a rifle, and it blew and pew! And don't you think we didn't hit the dirt? I laid there, what are we going to do now? And he says, I don't know, I'm not putting my head up. And I said, well, we're almost open. Look, you take that and I'll take this side. A little bit more, we don't have to get up. We can flip that thing open if we can get it to whip. Well, we did. We opened the hatch, flipped it back. Daylight is looking. A nice ladder was going down, and down below was a fortune. I can't tell you all the stuff that was there, but I said, we found it. This is what they did, damn it. So I went and I saw the captain. I told him I need help. He says, take who you want. I said, I'd take one truck and so and so and so and so, and a couple of Germans with me, and we'll go out. Well, we did. We got out there. We got down looking on this, and pulled in. The guard comes out and spiels off a little bit. So my Germans that were there spoke English some. Tell him we would like to go in there. Because there was a fence and a lot of wooden stuff and that, but there was a big door and a big kind of a lock or something on it. And it was almost like in the movies. They talked German. The Germans came back over and said, he says, there is nothing here. And I said, well, we just want to look. And so he went back there, 9, and he takes his rifle. I turned around and I said, you see what's going to happen here? They're going to quit or we're going to have problems. He said, no, don't worry. And so we fiddled around a little bit, and finally he put the rifle down there. But he says, you can't go in there. And I said, oh yes we can. And I said, take his rifle, get it out of there. They did. And I said, now he's German, and they understood enough English, my boys, to talk. And I told him, tell him, in America we have movies. We have John Wayne, he's a cowboy. And when he wants to go someplace, if he can't get in, he just brings out a pistol or rifle and shoots the damn lock off the door. You tell him I'm going to have these boys shoot that door down if he don't open up the damn lock and do it in a hurry. And that lock came off. The door came open. Go back in your shack and we loaded and loaded, and we got home. And that was something.
And that was all parts for the boat in there.
All parts for the boat. And it was the kind of thing that was unbelievable. The more on the way home, I couldn't get over laughing. I bet somebody stood off to the side, must have thought, who the hell is that little short, dumb, stupid so-and-so talking? John Wayne, for Christ's sake. It worked. It was. But the point was that he told me, he says, you remember I told you up in my office that you had handled this job and you were going over to Germany. Now you're going to have to do something like that. I don't know how you're doing it, what you're doing, and I have no interest in it. You have a job to do. You're over here for that purpose. And I never questioned what took place for you to accomplish what you did. If something didn't work, you got it working. All I can say is that if you need some help or so, why fine. However, it still goes whatever you need. Use your own judgment and so forth. Well, we in getting some of the things that I had to go out and look for, I told him some of the things that I was doing, and he says, I'm not interested in that. I told you before. You have a job to do, I have a job to do. Everybody has a job to do. The sooner we do it, the quicker we'll get home. And I have given authority now. Anything that you need, you're on the way. You'll get what you want. And I said, well, some of these things wasn't too nice. But he said, well, I'm not concerned on that. Just get what you need to get us home. And he says, except one thing. He says, I'm not interested where you go and what you do. But one day, I may be in my car coming back from someplace. I pull up to the gangway and I park it and get out and I come up the ladder. They greet me like usual. And I see you standing up there. And I see a truck out here with stuff and people walking back and forth and you're busy. And he says, I'm going to come out and take a look. I don't want you to tell me how you got it, where you got it, how it took place, anything about it other than, what is it? Well, that's great. And that's all I want to know. Get it on board, and that's it. But don't explain to me. You're not over here to go out and be picayune about it. You're over here to do a job that we need badly. I don't want to know anything. You don't have to tell me. I don't want to know what the stuff is, how you took it and got it. Just what is it? Is it a motor? Oh, that's nice. Is it light bulbs? Oh, we might need some. Where and how is immaterial. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Oh. As he walked away, the last words he said to me on that was, by the way, Lowe, do your best to try to stay in the American zone. Okay? Yes, sir.